Hi, can you please tell me your name and relationship to Marisol?
My name is Josie Gonzalez, and Marisol is my sister.
Younger sister?
Yes, she's the youngest out of 9.
Okay. Can you tell me how old she is right now and how long she's been living with you?
She is 41, and we grew up together, and then I didn't see her for like 3 years. Then she came when she was 8 years old, so she has been living with me since she was 8 years old,
Okay.
and she's now 41.
And she's not here right now because.
No, she is right now in Mexico with my mom because since my dad passed during COVID, she's spending more time with my mom.
Okay. What can you tell me about her education and her experience with speech problems?
She didn't go to school in Mexico. She only went to school here when she was 8 years old, and she did struggle communicating. So there was always someone translating for her, for the teacher and her. And she did pick up English pretty fast. I was also helping her at home with some of the most basic needed communication or words that she would need.
Okay. Was she ever bullied in school that you know of?
No, no, not in school. I don't think so. She always had a really positive attitude, and she was also in self-contained.
Okay. Did I ask you already if she, because, well, I know that she wasn't born in the U.S., so did she go to school when she was in Mexico?
No, unfortunately, unfortunately not. She when she was in Mexico, she didn't go to school because it was a small town, and there was no they didn't have a school for her, and she needed to go to a bigger town or city, and my parents didn't have a way of transportation.
Okay. How does Marisol cope with having speech problems?
Um, it At the beginning, she did struggle, but she learned English, and she would use like 3 different ways to communicate. She would use English, Spanish, and also sign language. She used to use sign language a lot, but then she noticed that not a lot of people would understand or use it, so she's kind of stopped using it. But she uses her hands, and yeah, Spanish and English, and sometimes she mixes all two or all three.
Mm-hmm. Is she aware of her speech difference?
I think she does, because sometimes when she is talking, she says, I can't say, no, I can't." And so she is, but she doesn't really. It does. It doesn't make her feel like she's can't communicate. She always tries a different way, or she doesn't really care much or feel bad about it.
That's good. How does it affect you and her family?
When I was younger, I think it did affect me because I would see a lot of stares. Like, some people would stare at her a lot, and and it did. I did take it personal. I should not have, but I always thought that they saw her different, and like they wouldn't smile. But now, when I see that, I don't take it personal, but it she has had some trouble communicating with people that don't know her speech.
Mm-hmm. Um, does it affect her daily life?
Uh not really, because she's always with someone or an adult. Um, well, in a way, maybe because she can't. She has to always be watched by an adult, and also when she goes to the store, I one of us has to translate or say what she wants, because strangers don't really understand all of her speech.
Mm-hmm. That kind of goes with my next question. Is she capable of having conversations with family or with strangers?
Um, I will say yes, she can, but sometimes strangers or family that don't communicate with her frequently will not be able to understand what she's saying. Um, Parts of it, yes, and but she will try. Like if you speak English, she will speak English to you, and if you do Spanish, then she will use her Spanish. But there are some words that in one language or the other one, her pronunciation is just not clear or enough to be able to understand her speech.
So she can kind of code switch based on where she is. She knows to talk English with certain people and Spanish with other people.
Yes, she's really good at using code switching with, yeah, with especially with strangers.
Do you guys ever have trouble understanding her? And what do you do in those situations?
Um, no, if we don't understand her, we use a different word. If she's not understanding, we use a different word, and in a way that she understands. But or we repeat the same thing, or we repeat the word in a different way, or we use our hand signals or facial expressions so she understands.
Okay. Um, how has her disorder affected her and you guys out in public? I think maybe you mentioned that.
Yeah, in public. Also her speech is sometimes is like loud, raspy, and sometimes it's louder. And she sometimes she does have some stares that make her or make us feel that people are not very positive about it. Or I've had some children like laugh in front of her face or in front of us. They're like pointing and laughing, and that really doesn't feel good for her or for us.
Mm-hmm. Um, does that affect how she participates in what people would say is normal life, like work and just, I don't know, maybe being with her family? Can she interact as well as others?
um she Yeah, she does. She can interact with others, but no, not normal, because she's not understood by everyone. And also, um, if she wants to say something, well, like for example, when she graduated from high school and she moved, was for a few months with my parents in Mexico. They were not able to understand some of her words that she could not say in Spanish. Like for example, when she would say spoon, and my mom was like, what is she trying to say? And so she would have to go and grab the spoon and show it to them. This. So it takes a while sometimes, and she sometimes she does get a little bit frustrated if she's not understood.
Okay. Um, Overall, how has her communication disorder affected her?
Um, well, she couldn't continue with her education, couldn't go to school anymore. It's speech, but it's also academically in her learning ability. But because of that, she can't really have a job, and also well, also that she's friendly and she would go with anyone, and she would actually go with a stranger.
So it can be dangerous.
It can be dangerous, yeah, if she has, because she worked a little bit at Walmart, or she would go with the group, but when people would say hi Marisol, and she would be, oh hi, and do you want to go with me, and she can actually leave, and or very easily um convinced, like if you just offer her one of her favorite things, she would go with you or anyone. So it makes it dangerous to be by herself and watched all the time.
How has it affected your life living with her? It sounds like you're able to communicate everything good enough to her.
Yeah, for me, it's I have loved being able to take care of her and share my life with her um, in a positive way. She's always very lovely, and I haven't had any problems.
Um, I think just what would you want to say to maybe my classmates or someone that is gonna work with Down syndrome, or something you would want them to know as far as their speech?
I would say that children, special children like them, they if you have an approach towards them in a very positive way, they are very loving and caring, and they would always um, they they will follow what you say, or they will be willing to work with you. And if you don't understand their speech, I think one of the ways is using hand signals, facial expressions, pictures, objects, all of those, and yeah, and that makes them feel like they are capable of doing things, because you use different approaches, and it's possible.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Josie.
Thank you.